All right, Shalom, Israel, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who's taught us this 100% truth. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Shalom to the Akim, pushing truth and sincerity. And shalom to the sincere Aqua, after maybe after watching and learning. It's Brother Yakar from the GMS Columbus camp. This is just a quick lesson through the spirit, quick in transit. It's just on my spirit. This morning as I'm riding out and just highlighting who our real family is, man, and I caught myself, just, saying fuck everybody, through the spirit, man, because at the end of the day, man, we have a lot of people in this world that, we cleave to, we grew up with these people, your moms, your dad, your sister, your brother, your cousins, little Day and them in the hood, all these different guys, friends, girls, whatever, and we all can admit we got a level of love for them, etc. But at the end of the day, it comes to a point where you gotta put them things aside, put those people aside, because we understand that they are not moving in the manner that we are moving. And Lord willing, man, it's a precept that speaks about that. When you keep in the company of these certain people, that you'll be you can be subject to the things that they are, and that's the things that we got to stay away from. And, if you really love me, you really care about me, you would do your best to keep me on point. Not, keep me in the midst of this wickedness, that we've lived our whole lives, and that's why, the men in this truth, are your true brothers and fathers and family through the spirit, because, we keep each other on our toes. We keep each other focused on the mission at hand, which is what? Our service to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? Continuing and well-doing, you see? So I just want to get this quick passage. Let me see. And this is going into Yahweh Shai, and his mother and was trying to speak to him and everything like that. But real quick, so Matthew 12, start at 47. It says, Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother? Who are my brethren? So he asked him, like, who? You know what I mean? And 49, he said, and he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my mother and sister and my brother and sister and mother. See? So it's about doing the will of the Lord, man. It's about doing what we're supposed to do for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai say. You know what I mean? So like, it ain't about, because, we was born from the same loins or we grew up in the same hood. None of that, man. It's about the Heavenly Father, man. When you come to serve the Lord, man, you put off, all these ways of the world, man. It's not about how you feel or any of that shit no more, man. It's about Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man, and that's what we here for, man. All right. I'm gonna get another quick one. Damn. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Philippians 2 and verse 2. It says, Fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. You see, if you're not on the same page as me and you're not doing the work like me, okay, and you're not trying to grow like me, all right, what business do I have with you? All right, what business do we have in the midst of each other? You see, what business do we have together, man? You know, if you're not doing the will of the Heavenly Father, what are you here for? You know, why are we cool? Why are we in the midst of each other every day? You know, it's pointless. You know, because it's nothing good coming out of it. All right, it's only breeding wickedness, man. Lord willing, I'm about to try to find that precept. Let's see. Let me see. See if this will give me something. Lord willing. That's not quite what I wanted. I can get that though. Lord willing, if I find what I really want, I'll put it in the comment section. But I'll get this Psalms or this Proverbs. Either one is fine. Psalms 26 and verse, what is that, 5? Yeah, this is perfect though. Psalms chapter 26 verse 5, it says, I have hated the congregation of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked. You see, and you got to understand that, man. Our families that we grew up with are full of wickedness, man. A lot of our families are still sitting around eating pork. A lot of our families are still, you know, celebrating Christmas and Halloween and Easters and all these different pagan holidays, you know, that we grew up on. You know, a lot of our people are still indulging in these things, man. You know, a lot of our families are still smoking weed and doing drugs, man. You know, a lot of our people are still filled with wickedness, man. All right. And we can't allow ourselves to sit by these things, man. All right. We can't allow ourselves to be in the midst of these wicked behaviors, man. You know, what business do we have? You know, we don't have no business with these folks, man. We don't have any business with these folks. All right. As much as we may love them, you know, we got heart for them, whatever. Listen, man, you're not for me no more, man. You know, because if you really love the Lord, you would hate these type of behaviors. You will hate that way of living. You know, you will come to despise that way of living. You know, because you've grown in understanding. You've grown and the things that you've needed to surpass that way of living. You know, the Lord has pulled you out of that way. You know, we understand that it breeds death. All right. We understand that it breeds hell. You know, we understand the great judgment that is coming with that life. All right. And we understand that we're striving for something far greater, man. You know, a lot of people in this world, they gravitate towards this wickedness because that's the money maker these days. Wickedness is the breadwinner in the world today. You know, in order for you to reap some kind of benefits out of this place, you have to indulge in wickedness in some kind of way, whatever that may be. You have to indulge in it, man. You know. And that's what the world has come to, man. Leaning on wicked behavior. All right. You got to sell your soul, man. Give your soul over to Esau, man. You know, men being defiled, women being defiled, you know, all for a piece of change, man. What does that amount you to, man? What is them couple dollars going to get you to, man? You know? It's going to get you to that lake of fire that's coming here to America, man. That's what it's going to get you, man. That's what it's going to get you. All right? So we know we can't allow ourselves to stay in the midst of our wicked families and friends, man. You know, of course, there's balance. You know, if we gotta, we'll go see our family. You know, pull up, man. Make sure mom dukes is straight. You know, you might see your boys every once in a while. You know, but at the end of the day, man, we cannot lose sight. We cannot lose sight on the true mission, and that is our service to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right. Damn, I gotta try to find that, man. Salakia. Think how it may be worded. Damn. Let me see if I can do this. Let's see. Let's see. Ooh, I think that's about what I wanted. Let me see. Where I'm at. Salakia. I gotta get this. 15:33. Yeah, here we go. This good. 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 33. Highlight. It says, be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. You see? You know, and that's the breakdown, you know, being in the midst of these evil manners, evil things in this world, man. You know, it could corrupt us, you know, and this is not the exact precept I wanted. It's something different. And like I said, Lil Will and I'm trying to get it, but this is perfect, pretty much what I'm trying to get at. You know, this place is filled with wickedness, man, and a lot of our families are caught up in it, man. You know, so we can't allow ourselves to, fall victim to it, as we once were, as we were all raised in sin, born in sin, all right, and lived the life of sin before the Lord had pulled us out of this fire, and Lord willing, we stay out, man, because we know we have a greater reward. And Lord willing, I'll finish with that. I'll go here, see 100-fold. Yeah. Matthew 19 and verse I started 28. And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. See, that's the elect, man, sitting in them thrones, man, saying this is a great deal of power, that is coming to us, man, a great deal of luxury. It says, and everyone that have forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Plain as day. That's what it is, man. So we're willing to let all these things go. Let our family go. Let our friends go. Let our house go. Let our car go. In order to receive what the Lord has for us, man. And that's just what it is. And that's how it's going to be. All right. But that's pretty much it, man. With that, Lord willing, I was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory again into Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachah HaKodash. Double honors again to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Say shalom and abba.